Good morning, friends. Yesterday, we have learned on the topic prokaryotic cell. As I told, in the classification system, there are five kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Of these five, prokaryotes lies in the Monera. In prokaryotes, bacteria, blue-green algae, and PP yellow, that is mycoplasma. While paying attention towards the bacterial cell, we have seen that there are three layers, the outermost layer of the bacteria. The very first layer, that is glycocalyx. The second layer, that is cell wall. And the third layer, that is plasma membrane. Whereas weaving on the glycocalyx appears of two types on the various bacteria. One is capsule and another one is slime layer. Capsule is hard and tough in structure, but slime layer is gelatinous, made up of gelatinous substance, which seems to be appear smooth in the nature. Just to glycocalyx, beneath to it, we find cell wall. Bacterial cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. And the third one is plasma membrane. While studying the shapes of the bacteria, there are different types of shapes. When the bacteria appears spherical or circle, then we call it as cocci. When it appears rod shaped, somewhat elongated, then we call it as bacillus. When a cell chain is linked, then we call it as streptococcus. When a cell chain is linked in the form of bundles like grapevines, then we call it as staphylococcus. Now there are two types of bacteria we identify. We identify the bacteria by the staining method. We all have heard about the Gram staining. I will tell you in short about this Gram staining process. When we go for Gram staining, when you prepare a smear on this slide, one has to identify whether the bacteria is Gram positive or Gram negative. Simultaneously, I am talking about the Gram positive as well as Gram negative. While smearing the slide, we know that there are three layers of the bacterial cell. Collectively, we may call it as envelope also. We will adopt the three steps in the Gram staining: step 1, step 2 and step 3. In step 1, we will pour the crystal violet plus iodine on both the smear. This crystal violet and iodine will enter the glycocalyx as well as cell wall and will become stagnant on the chemical constituent. After that, before going to step 2, the color will appear blue in the cell of the bacteria. Both in the gram positive as well as in the gram negative bacteria. In step 2, we will add alcohol or acetone to the smear. It seems to be that it has been observed that in positive bacteria, the blue color remain as it is, but on the other hand, in gram negative bacteria, the blue color has been disappear, means the cell looks colorless. Now we move towards the third step, that is safranin. We'll pour the safranin to both the smear. This safranin is added on both the smear, and it has been observed that gram negative bacteria seems to be pink in color, while gram positive bacteria has blue color, which is stagnant. Now the question arises, how this pink color has been adsorbed by the gram negative bacteria. The very key point is that in gram negative bacteria, the cell wall is made up of two chemicals. One is peptidoglycan and the second one is lipoglycan. These two chemical, the cell wall is made up of these two chemical in the gram negative bacteria, which looks pink in color. These gram negative bacteria are dangerous, harmful to the organisms, causes multiple diseases. This was regarding the staining and the shapes of the bacteria. By looking to the bacterial cell, we seems there are three layers. These three layers collectively are known as cell envelope. So these things we have seen in our yesterday's videos. We have also learned regarding the DNA, that is genetic material, which lies in this bacterial cell. One thing is clear in the prokaryotic cell, that no membrane bound organelle are present. Each and every organelle is without membrane compared to the eukaryotic cell. This DNA, which is circular in nature, which lies in the bacterial cell in the cytoplasmic space. Chromosome is circular, whereas in eukaryotic cell we see the linear chromosomes. The chromosome is DNA is double stranded. This DNA gives rise to the RNA, that is mRNA, and this RNA helps to produce the protein with the help of the ribosomes. DNA produce RNA process is known as the transcription, where the ribosomes are also lied or spread in the bacterial space. Sometimes they are attached to the plasma membrane, and most of the ribosomes are spread throughout the cell. The ribosomes which are attached to the RNA in a one sequence, they may called as polyribosomes. Ribosomes which appear in the prokaryotic cells are of 70S unit, larger one of 50S and the smaller one of 30S. What is this S? It is a Swedenborg unit, that is sedimentation coefficient, which helps to measure the unit and the mass as we measure our things in the kilograms. This is the Swedenborg unit. Please keep this thing in the mind. So these ribosomes are attached to the plasma membrane also. So most of the organelles are without bound. They lie here and there in the bacterial space. Today we'll be talking about the plasma membrane of the bacteria. Plasma membrane is the permeability organ in both the cell, that is prokaryote as well as eukaryote. Here in plasma membrane, we find the folded material, somewhat zigzag, which is attached to the plasma membrane. This organelle is called the mesosomes. These organelles are called the mesosomes. The function of the mesosome is to produce the respiratory enzymes. In eukaryotic cells, we are aware about the mitochondria. We all know about the mitochondria. Mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, which produce the energy in the form of the ATP. Like mitochondria has two layers, outer layer and the inner layer. We call it as cristae, which is also has numerous numbers of folds. Each and every cell respire. Cell respiration process takes place in each and every organisms. What do cells do in this respiration process? A carbon compound, that is glucose, a 6-carbon compound, is breakdown, which is releases in the form of carbon dioxide. We know as the bond breaks, energy which is releases is trapped in the form of the ATP. Here these mesosomes folded looks like tubulus, and the very micro granules are attached to these mesosomes. They are known as respiratory enzymes. These mesosomes seems to be analogous to the mitochondria. What is analogous? That is common function, different in the various structure but in different origin. In mitochondria, we see the same function, that is producing the energy. Whereas in prokaryote also, we see the same function, but here the same function is performed by the mesosomes. These enzyme proteins which are attached, or in respiratory enzymes, are also called as electron transport chain. In few bacterial cells, now we have heard about the photosynthetic bacteria. As the name says, photosynthetic means to produce their own food with the help of the photo sunlight or with the help of the chlorophyll. But in few bacteria, in these mesosomes, some chlorophyll pigments are laid over there in few foldings. And these chlorophyll pigments are to be known as chromatophores. The name itself says that. These pigments are known as chromatophores. These chlorophyll pigments are enfolded in this mesosomes tubes. In eukaryote, we see the chloroplast encloses the chlorophyll pigment. But here, this mesosomes encloses the chlorophyll pigment, which is known as the chromatophores. Now, inclusion bodies. You might have heard about the inclusion bodies. Inclusion bodies is to be appear scattered in the cytoplasmic space. These are the storage food of the bacteria. One is glycogen granule and the another one is phosphate granules. These granules collectively are called as inclusion bodies. These bodies are collectively called as inclusion bodies. There is one more function of the mesosomes. At the time of the division of the bacterial cell or in the process of the bacterial fission, these mesosomes, which are inherited in the cell, the DNA molecules are attached to these mesosomes. And at the time of the division, with the mesosomes, this DNA is also split in the two parts. These mesosomes helps the genetic material to transform in the division process, in the bacterial fission process. So mesosomes plays and a very vital role in the bacterial cell. Now, talking about the cell envelope, we know the cell wall, plasma membrane and glycocalyx. Collectively, it is called as the cell envelope. But on glycocalyx, we also see some projection moving upwards that is known as fimbriae. The purpose and the function of this fimbriae is to hold the object. Now on this bacterial structure, we see the elongated structure present on the one end, that is pili. What is the function of this pili? This pili inject to the other bacterial cells in the process of conjugation. What is this process? Conjugation process in bacteria is to help to transfer the genetic material from one cell to the another one. So this cell part or organelles is important to make up the genetic material or identical copies from one cell to the another cell. In most of the bacteria, flagella is present. Very important function of the flagella is the mobility or motility, which helps to move from the one place to the another one. And the very minute, that is the cilia, very minute, which seems to be hair-like structure, are present on this bacterial envelope, that is glycocalyx. So friends, in prokaryotes, we have learned one example, that is bacterial cell, and we have seen in detail regarding the structure, shapes, and the function of the organelle in this bacteria. One thing is very characteristics, that is the organelle are non-membrane bound as compared to the eukaryotic cells. We have seen about the DNA material. We also saw about the plasmids. Plasmids are also the DNA granules which lie freely in the space. These plasmids are very helpful in the form of the vector to transform the genetic material or traits or character, that is insulin, to the another organisms. We also find out the mesosomes, what are the functions of mesosomes, where they are attached on the plasma membrane, how they try to increase the space, in what form the respiratory enzymes are attached to that, and how they functions. And the last one, we talk about the inclusions bodies. Those are glycogen granules as well as phosphate granules in the form of the food storage. So this was about the prokaryotic cell. In next lecture, we will be going to see about the eukaryotic cell. Thank you.